right. Elon Musk appears to have quite a bit of power, certainly more than anyone in the American public gave him. No one elected him. Over the weekend, he declared USAID, the agency that provides humanitarian support to countries in crisis, a criminal organization.
None of this could be done without the full support of the president. With regard to the USAID stuff, I went over it with him, in detail, and he agreed with that we should shut it down. I mean, that's I want to be clear. That's I actually checked with him a few times. Said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." So we're shutting it down.
Today's
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a Trump decision. He's using Elon Musk as an advisor, and Elon Musk said, hey, let's shut that shit down. It's interesting that they're trying to, but what if the same things were happening, but it wasn't Elon Musk, it was Trump coming out of his own mind. He's just different this time because he's listening to people more than he did the first time, which I think has to be a benefit. Because first, our issue with him was he didn't listen to us. He didn't listen to anybody. He just didn't take direction from anybody. Well, God damn it, he's acting like a real president now. He's really listening to other people, letting them speak, and letting their opinions, enter his mind. It doesn't seem like he was doing that at first, but Elon Musk went back, ran it by him again. Hey, boss, let you sleep on it. What do you think? Oh, you want to shut her down? So we're shutting it down. USAID will be goddamn $40 billion, you guys. So now, as black people, that's a start. He's shutting down $40 billion in USA, shutting that shit down. Now, couldn't we take that $40 billion and do something with it for our communities? Couldn't we go talk to him and say, hey, you guys are willing to have USAID going out and helping all these other countries and regions of the world? And you didn't do anything to cause those people's condition. Maybe. We hope. Shit. Whew. But you did cause ours. But you fucking did. So then, goddamn it, take that $40 billion and switch it over to African Americans. But black people, we have to ask for it. We got to speak on that shit. I've been calling the White House. They don't answer my shit. They must know it's me.
Staffers were told to stay home, and the agency's website is now offline. In front of the office, though, this afternoon, protesters gathered to say this isn't cool, you can't do this, along with Democrats who said they're going to push back.
And just like the president, who is elected to something, cannot impound the money of the people, we don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk. Now, I don't know what Elon Musk's intentions are. I don't know what Elon Musk's motivations are. I don't know what his purposes are, but they've got nothing to do with what has been lawfully adopted by the people of the United States of America through the Congress of the United States. We're going to defend USAID all the way.
Well, he big mad. Isn't it a trip how people act when they feel out of control, or things are happening that they didn't want, or that they didn't pick, and it's like they feel powerless, like us. But he gets it. You see how he's out there? Stop. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, and we're gonna figure out. Yeah, that's how we feel all the time, and it's okay for us to be that way in a position that you guys put us in, where you control all this shit that goes on in our lives, and it's so negative. And this man gets on there and he is saying exactly what we need to be saying, only with some different words. We absolutely need to take this opportunity. Everybody's real pissed off now. But while he's shutting down all this shit, and it's in the effort to save money, and if they're going to be taking $40 billion here and $20 billion there, and upwards of $1 trillion in some instances, then black people, you don't think we can stick our foot in that door and begin our argument again? Because lately their response has always been, hey, we're broke. Hey, we just don't got the money. We just don't have. We'd like to help you guys, but we really don't have. And then the second argument is they didn't own no slaves and they don't feel responsible. Hey, this is an opportunity for us to at least start asking again. Maybe we can at least let Trump see that because he seems to be big on citizenship, and I think he accepts the fact that we are citizens here in this country, and maybe above the Indonesians and the people in other parts of the world that they are propping up with the $40 billion. Maybe they'd be able to bring that home and get some of our homeless people up off the street and get some of our black people some training and some housing and some food and some good things, and not in the form of a government check that anybody can qualify for. Has to be specific for black people, or somebody else will come in and beat us out. The office will open at 4 a.m. and we won't get there till 7 because nobody told us. It needs to be exclusive to us. Just like slavery was. Remember?
Joining us now from Capitol Hill, NBC News White House correspondent Vaughn Hilliard and staff writer with The Atlantic and MSNBC political contributor Mark Leibovich. All right, so how did Elon Musk go about deciding this, and why did does the White House know what USAID does?
I think that there's a lot of questions, and Katie, I think that, frankly, the President of the United States has not answered about his understanding of what this $40 billion operation that effectively works with, more than 100 different organizations, more than 60 different missions globally to...
That sure sounds a lot. That's complicated. And how do $40 billion is a lot of money, and then you break it down into all these different agencies, and it touches these hands. Hell, they could be taking part of that money and it be involved in the drug trade coming back to us. We might be fucking funding our own damn drug trade and don't even know it. I mean, it needs to be looked into. I would like to know what the FBI and the CIA know about our USAID. Do they even look into it? Or is it just a part of the government that's just on the GP, just trusted like that? It seems to be a lot of passes being given. But it's very strange that the Democrats are so up in arms and upset about USAID. And you think that the Democrats will be fighting for United States citizens right now. Okay, I get it. Maybe you do agree that USAID should exist. Maybe you do agree that they shouldn't shut it down. But do you agree that black people shouldn't get reparations? You know what I'm saying? Do you guys agree with American Indians getting the little bit that they got in those little plots of land that they call reservations, as opposed to getting something significant for having a whole country taken away from you? You guys think that USAID trumps all that? I don't think so. But it's very strange that nobody's asking. Trump's talking about slashing money and raising money in this way so that the United killing taxes, all kind of wonderful things. But is he going to do anything that's going to help black people, or is he going to have the same approach that the Democrats have, that we're good and we're fine where we are? All we got to do is just keep using our story to help others. Is that what they're going to do? I hope not.
To work as a conduit for congressionally appropriated funds for humanitarian assistance and local development projects. And what Donald Trump in the Oval Office just a short time ago acknowledged to the press corps was that, in fact, he is okay with the way that Elon Musk has gone about effectively crippling the backbone of U.S. humanitarian assistance organization. And not only that, but also Elon Musk's efforts within the Treasury Department to gain access through employees of payment disbursement files. But then also when you're looking at Elon Musk and in that Spaces conversation he had in After Midnight last night, Katie, it is a suggestion that they are willing to freeze billions of dollars in foreign assistance, but also potentially other payments. And what we heard from the president was no suggestion that he has any interest in putting a stop to the efforts of Elon Musk. We heard from some of those Democratic lawmakers on the literal front line of the government offices there at USAID headquarters, which was shut down today, and staffers who have not been fired or furloughed were told not to come to that office. And what you heard from some of those Democratic lawmakers was the argument that Elon Musk, the billionaire, has effectively been allowed to access not only personnel files, but also cut off congressionally approved funds through these major governmental agencies.
Mark, one of the arguments against this is that USAID makes this country safer. It's one of the ways in which we spread our influence. It's one of the ways in which we garner goodwill. And that without us doing it, you leave open a an opportunity for a rival, or for China, or for Russia to go in there and start to act like the savior. Or
Oh yeah, no, we don't want that to happen because we're the savior. See, that's the more they talk, they tell the shit. We know what the fuck is going on. Shut it down. I agree. Fuck it. $40 billion to spread goodwill. Why can't they spread that goodwill at home? Why can't they understand that they have a debt here in this country to be paid, and they paying debts that they don't owe? Or do they? I'm telling you what, guys, she's okay with that shit. I'm not. And apparently Elon Musk ain't. And people keep saying he ain't elected. He's an advisor. Why can't we just accept the fact that he's rich as fuck and he's advising the president of the United States? It's a lot of other people who've been rich. They ain't been as rich as him. No one has been, okay? But he's rich as hell. And the president is looking at that guy like he building missiles for the country, doing all kind of other business with the country. Nobody wasn't complaining. Now he's advising them on some other shit. And he's listening. And it might be better than the advisors Biden had, because we didn't even know who they were. We didn't know them. They were just back there whispering in his ear and shit. We don't even know what they said. He repeated back right. We don't even know. So y'all have all this trust in the Democrats. That's what they come down to, folks. I guess that's the problem, is trust. Do we have trust in Donald Trump? No. Do we have Trump in Biden, or did we? Yeah, a lot of people did. Why? He get up and tell you this is good and we're gonna go for it, and everybody's yeah, because you know Biden, old Uncle Joe ain't gonna try to hurt you, huh? Please, I can't believe we have that amount of trust, and right now, with no trust for Trump and damn sure none for what the Democrats had, and they're just clawing and looking for a way to break through, and they might even bring up a aid for black people or some kind of help for black people to really get our juices flowing, get us rolling. But I don't know if we should bite, you guys. I really think our fight needs to be independent of the Democratic Party. If the Democratic Party wants to fight for civil rights for black people, they can. And we totally welcome their support and any efforts that they make. But they will be separate from ours. We cannot continue to lay in bed with these folks. We got to get up. Shake it off, get out. We got to go. They're holding us back from where we need to be. And I know it's hard to hear that because they appear to be our friends, but they're not. They're not. If they were, we wouldn't be where we are right now, because they would have prioritized our existence, and they haven't. And those are our friends.
like the helping hand that we've so long been.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, there's no question about that. And I don't think for a second that people in the White House, certainly not Donald Trump, have looked into the details of what they do every day at USAID. I do think, though, in the broad brush of what they see their mission as is, look, it's halfway around the world. A lot of this stuff is a long way from U.S. shores, right? They also see that it's very, very expensive, and it looks to them vis-a-vis like the Trump sort of MAGA message, like a throwback, like a remnant of a time which was much more globalized, when America was much more focused on being a sort of force for goodwill around the world, whereas Trump and obviously his supporters and a pretty high proportion of the electorate believes that it's time to sort of rein that in a little bit. Now, look, the method looks kind of crude, and I think ultimately this will probably wind up in court because there's a lot of jurisdictional questions about this.
Wind up in court. The president of the United States wants to shut down USAID. He has the majority in the Senate. He has the majority in the House. Why wouldn't he be able to do that? End up in court? What the fuck? That doesn't even make sense. What is going on with some of these $40 billion? Where's it going? Why would if the Democrats want that foreign aid to start back up, they need to win a fucking election. That's how you do it. You don't get to take the president and the United States government and waste our time and waste our money beyond what you're already doing just because he's doing some shit you don't like. He's shutting down some shit that he don't like. He's the president of the fucking United States. Is there anybody who would be the president of the United States and would be okay with the Democrats who are losing in every way, telling you what the fuck to do from the outside? Nah, hell no. Fuck no. They shouldn't be. They need to go sit down and shut the fuck up. I mean, is what they need to do.
About what Congress is authorized to decide here and so forth. But I do think that this is very much in line with what Donald Trump has run on, what Donald Trump has spoken about, and ultimately what I think his supporters want.
I think you're right about that. There are questions, though, about whether we'll be able to. Let me ask you this. Democrats, they're trying to find their voice. We saw them outside of the headquarters for USAID. Are they having any success?
I mean, look, I think Democrats and everyone are sort of struggling to know where to start with all this because
that's exactly right. I don't know where the fuck to start. I'm going to tell you guys, son, this man is sitting in a central location signing a bunch of executive orders. But the executive orders are affecting people all over the world and all over the United States and all over the country. So the Democrats got to hop all over. They are USAID today. Tomorrow they'll be at the Department of Education. And then the next day they'll be at the Department of Transportation. And then, I mean, he's just running them ragged. And then they run all over the place. And all they can really hope for is that the Republicans fall apart. And that they don't stay together and vote all this shit through when they get to the legislative part. Because right now, Trump is just doing it. He's doing his thing. Hopefully, Congress and is taking care of what they need to be taken care of. So when he gets to them, they ready to roll. Somebody has got to be making this move down the road efficiently and fast. And fast I like better because we already know what inefficiency looks like, and that wouldn't even shock us. We living in it, and everybody don't see it because the Democrats keep telling us everything is good. Well, hey, we just were in the White House for 4 years, and I didn't get a big rush of progress out of them. Like they did something. If you guys did, hit them comments. Let me know. What did the Democrats do? Everybody wants to fight for them and argue that they're better than the Republicans. But what did they really do? Yeah, I know. They ain't do shit.
It's one thing after another. I think one of the advantages that Donald Trump and the White House have is obviously they're controlling events here. They have not only the bully pulpit, but they obviously have a shock and awe strategy to sort of use the cliche or the code word they're using. So, yeah, it's hard whether you're in a great position or a weakened position. And I think the Democratic Party are clearly in the latter. It's hard to get your head around this, and it's hard to hone in on something like this because, as we've seen so many times, Donald Trump is a hard guy to go up against just because there is so much he is throwing at you at once. I think, this is one of the many problems Democrats have right now. But I mean, I think, obviously, I think they have a lot of good arguments here. I just don't think any of it's getting through just because so much of this is being dominated by the White House.
It's like covering a Category 5 hurricane every single day. Mark Leibovich, Von Hilliard, thank you very much.
Yeah, we're in a whole lot of trouble with these Democrats because I'm telling you guys, they're going to come for us real hard. Oh, help us. And that's us. So we don't need to be, that ain't our fight. We got to fight. And then right now, that ain't it. And our Congressional Black Caucus and all these people, they're going to try to figure out some way to be involved in this fight like they are every other fight except the fight for black people. They got to go. They really do. That Congressional Black Caucus ain't worth a shit. If all this stuff is so bad for black people, if all this stuff that Trump is doing so far in his first 2 weeks in office, if that has really been that devastating and life-changing, life-altering, negative for black people, why hasn't the Congressional Black Caucus been on the mic talking about it? And that you might shut down this for them, but you ain't gonna touch my people. What's the fuck where'd that come? They don't do it. They fight for us, you guys. They are chilling right now. And why are they chilling? I don't know. Because they don't give a fuck. They will be out there with the Democrats, but they won't be out there for us. That's all I'm saying. And pay attention. Don't be mad at Elon Musk. Shit, if you was the richest person in the world and the most powerful person in the world is asking you for advice and you could offer it and maybe even benefit your business along the way, y'all, are you guys such good-hearted people that you would only do this on the goodness of your heart and your Tesla company and your government contracts that you get with? Shit, all that's going to be helped out. Obviously, they all do it. They've been doing it. I'm not going to get mad at that. What I'm going to start being mad at is us not getting our cut of the pie. Everybody else eating. Let all that $40 billion, we need to reappropriate that, and life can be really good. Like, comment, share, and please subscribe. And see you guys on the next Black Popcorn.